What's up, everybody? Welcome to the third episode of the Phoenix Studios live show, episode 3 now. I can't believe we're actually on episode 3 already, considering I only started this last week. So yeah, things are moving along at a really fast pace. The flames are coming out really quickly. So I've got a few things to talk about tonight. Lots of kind of little bits of news here and there. I've been hard at work the last couple of days on a few things for the stream. I've also been kind of working on the little Phoenix Mascot we've been looking at. So yeah, so quite a fun little pack show, and I've also been learning a couple of new riffs. So bear with me if they don't sound quite right yet, but I've learned a few new riffs on the guitar. So anyway, so without further ado, here's our intro. And here we are, we're back. So yeah, it's been quite an interesting week overall. I've been mostly working on the stream. I've had a few other bits and pieces to work on as well. Kind of looking forward to the weekend as well. I hope you guys are all, looking forward to the weekend, got a lot planned or whatever. So yeah, so looking forward to it. So anyway, what we'll do is we'll get into sort of our little sections as we usually do. And yeah, feel free to talk in the chat and stuff. And yeah, look forward to hearing what you guys have been up to. So let me first of all head over to our little lineup. So yeah, I've not managed to add any new sections to our lineup this week, not since last week anyway. However, I do have a new section planned for next week. I'm looking forward to it because I'm going to be able to design the new little bit of type for it, so that's going to be fun. That's going to be interesting. So yeah, so looking forward to that. But for now, for tonight's little live stream, it will be the same lineup as the last two. But yeah, looking forward to having some new things to talk about next week. So first up, as usual, I'm going to sort of go straight into our little news segment, which is of course Flash. So yeah, so this has kind of been an interesting one. So if we look back at our little follow count from before, I've been sort of keeping tabs on this the last day or so, and I was quite impressed at kind of where it got to in the end, because I actually didn't think there'd be that many followers. So if you watch closely, I've actually got a little animation kind of plan. So if you watch closely, you'll see the little volume knob kind of go up. So let's see this now. I'm going to crank up the volume slightly. Here we go. The volume's going up, and there we go. So yeah, so we've actually reached 20 followers. So we got 5 new followers in the space of a couple of days, which I wasn't really expecting, if I'm honest with you. I thought might be the odd person, maybe 1 or 2, but we actually got 5 new followers. So that's really great, guys. I'm really thankful to all of you for following and kind of like keeping up in the chat and talking to me outside of this as well. That's really cool, and I really appreciate it. So yeah, and in terms of where we've got to get to, I see Hybrid PK in the chat there. Congrats, man. I just want to say a little congrats because I know Hybrid has got to affiliate. That is a real amazing achievement, man. I'm really impressed, and your work is killer. So yeah, awesome. So here we go. So ideally, we want to reach that 50 follower target to get to affiliate, which will mean that we will be able to get an emote or an emoji or whatever. So we will actually have an emoji for the chat, which would be awesome. Right now, we are sort of coming up to the halfway stage almost on 20. So if we can get to 25 by the next stream or the one after that, I'd be so happy. That would be amazing. And all I would say is that, if you have kind of been tuning in and kind of like just kind of casually watching, if you're not following, I would really appreciate it if you could follow. I'd be really appreciative. And just remember, like, follows are not the same as subscribes. Follows are free, guys. Follows are free. So yeah, let's carry on to our next little bit. yeah, so this is something really, really exciting. So I have been working on a brand new overlay sort of mini section to Phoenix Studios, and this was actually suggested by a couple of the guys because basically Naomi and James were in the chat last time round, and there was sort of, Naomi was kind of saying, oh, can we have a look at your t-shirts and stuff? So kind of got my t-shirt out the cupboard, you know, showed it off and stuff, which was really cool. And yeah, and they kind of brought up the little side quest emote, and we were trying to think of a name for what my little sort of side quest kind of section could be, and that seeker came up with the idea of all access. So I've kind of like taken that, and we can either call it all access or access all areas, whatever, but the idea is kind of like a little lanyard kind of pass kind of pops up. So whenever there's a little side quest or access all areas type thing, when there's something that kind of diverts off the regular path, that's what we're going to do. And I'll give it a little test now. I'm hoping this is going to work. Let me just pop over back to my main camera. Okay, here I am. So here we go. So if we try this now, and it works. So you see in the left kind of corner here, you'll see the little lanyard pop up, and it kind of turns and spins with a little sort of shiny gloss on it, which is really cool. I'll just pop it up again so you guys can see. There we go. So that little lanyard means that, you know, we're diverting from the path that we're on. And I had a lot of fun making that little GIF, like with a little sort of turning animation in Photoshop. It was quite fun to do. Anyway, back to our news. Let me go back. Oh, we're back on the animation again. And the volume counter's carrying on. Okay, so yeah, so access all areas, yeah, so that's going to be the little kind of like when we divert off the path, that'll be the little bit of little animation that'll come up. So the Discord, so yeah, so I mentioned this previously a couple of times now, and the Discord is really cool because I've actually had some really nice little conversations with you guys over the last kind of, I don't know, the last few days. I had a really cool conversation with Nick. We were talking about gear, actually. He sent me a little, kind of like a little bit of game music he's been working on. It had this absolutely awesome guitar riff. So if you go onto the metal, I think it's the metal section in the music section on my Discord, you'll see our little chat about that. And yeah, that was one hell of a slick solo. So yes, a slick riff there, Nick. Definitely awesome. So, and yeah, and also in the main chat channel, been talking to Frank a bit about Priest and also about Megadeth as well. He was sort of mentioning a couple of albums that I haven't actually listened to yet. So that was really awesome to have him kind of like talk about those albums. So I really appreciate you guys talking through things and talking on the Discord. And what I'll do is I will just pop in the little link to the Discord for anyone who hasn't been on it already or, you know, may not know about it. Feel free to join in. There we go. So that's the Discord link. Right. Okay. And then the next little news item. So on the last stream, we started talking about what we're going to name the Phoenix Mascot, and I've had a couple of names pop up already. You know, the first name, I think it was Frank who may have mentioned it. I think he may have said Kevin, which was quite kind of a cool name. We had Phil the Phoenix. I believe that was that seeker who mentioned Phil the Phoenix. Gregor, which I think was suggested by James, although it sounds a bit self-serving if I'm honest with you. Raphael, I can't remember off the top of my head who said Raphael, and Bob as well. Yeah, apologies guys if I can't remember who mentioned those last two. So we've kind of got 5 little names going at the moment, which is really cool. And I'm hoping that maybe we'll have a few more names come up. And then next week, what I will do is I'll create like a little voting system. I'm going to have to get my coding hat on, or maybe I can find some sort of plugin to do it. But yeah, you guys will be able to vote on the name that we choose. And yeah, hopefully we'll have the results in the next week or so. Who knows? But I'm really hoping to actually get the mascot finished kind of by next Tuesday. So I'm hoping that all lines up and stuff. And then our last kind of little bit of news, as I've stated the last couple of weeks, the last week or so even, is that if you guys, the streaming schedules every Tuesday and Friday, 6 PM GMT. I'm seeing how it goes. I have not tried a Friday stream yet. I know the last stream was quite a few people there, which was awesome. But on a Friday, I know people are probably going down the pub, having a couple of drinks. So that's fair enough. So we'll see how it works out. It could be that it moves to a different day, but we'll see how it goes. Okie dokie. So I'm just going to quickly switch back to my... in fact, I'm going to switch section completely even. So now we're going to talk about our headliner. Bear with me a second. Just needed a quick sip of water there, talking too fast. So yeah, so our headliner, we're going to go straight into this section, and actually we're not going to go into the headline. You know what? I've completely gone the wrong way. So the headline is after. So we're going to do a blast first. I completely got ahead of myself there. Okay. So as always with the blast, we tend to have a bit of rock and roll with a bit of a process video, and my art director, who potentially, I believe, is in the chat, has been telling me that I actually need to say what it is the piece of work is, and I should be introducing it before I go into the rock and roll and the process video, because, you know, ultimately people don't necessarily know what it is. So, so yeah, I'm just going to check this off now, and I'm going to go and grab my guitar very quickly. Right, here we go. Let me just get my headphone in. There we go. Here we go. My headphone's all tangled up, of course. Nothing's ever easy. There we go. How are we looking on the camera? It's looking not too bad. Again, the obvious Phoenix Studios plectrums, of course. You know, got to use your plectrums. Got to have them on hand. Right, so bear with me a second. I'm just going to do something a little bit out of the ordinary, because basically, because I've been experimenting with a couple of new riffs, I'm going to change the guitar tone slightly. And I'm just going to make sure that it's working. Yeah. So basically, I've been trying a couple of new guitar tones, and I'm hoping next week that I'm actually going to have a floor pedal. So instead of kind of trying to switch things around, which is what I'm doing right now, manually by clicking around, you know, it's kind of like I'm going to try and get a floor pedal, and I can just switch it on the floor. It'd be so much easier, and I could probably do a whole song or whatever. But anyway, for now, let's see if this is working. How's that for you guys? I don't know if you guys can hear that, if it's all good. Seems to be okay for me. Yeah, it's looking all right. I can see some levels, so I'm assuming that's all good. And yeah, before I forget, I'm going to talk about the process video before. I'm going to introduce the process video before I start, because I will probably forget. So this little process video is actually, I managed to export the Phoenix, like the work I'd done on the Phoenix Mascot. I managed to export that as a video, so you can kind of see where I got up to. It's about 2 minutes long or something, but I'm now going to have a little go at playing this new little riff, which I've been learning today. So if it all goes wrong, I apologize. Here we go. All right. Let's just turn the video on. There we go. Here we go. So yeah, so that's a new little riff I've been learning a little bit of. Bit of AC/DC in there. Still need to work on it. But I've been trying to get the guitar tone right, so we'll see how we go. And yeah, I'm just going to switch back now to my other tone and kind of just do a bit of improvisation. Nothing incredible or anything. But yeah, so I've been learning a bit of AC/DC the last couple of days. So we're going to go back to our regular heavy metal guitar tone. So yeah, Looking forward to this. Okay, and we're back. Hey, right, well that went quite well overall. Didn't muck up too much. Back to our main camera. Oh look, access all areas pops up again. Whoops. I forgot to turn that off. There we go, that's off. Right, so thank you Mr. Guitar, we'll use you again later. So yeah, so that was fun. So I've been just playing about with different effects and trying to get into this this app I use to kind of do the guitar effects a bit more, try and learn some more things. I really would like to be able to play a whole song with like different segments and stuff. Maybe I can come up with some different sort of effects. I think Hybrid, you actually mentioned potentially having some lightning bolts or something, so I need to kind of look into this kind of stuff and see what happens. We'll see how we go. Alrighty, so let's get into our little headliner section now. If I switch over. So yeah, so our headliner for today, obviously, we're carrying on with the same project we've been working on for the last week or so now. I think it is. That's very nice. Wow, I didn't even know he could play like that. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. You didn't know, but there you go. I can. Fair enough. Okay. So yeah, so we've been working on this bad boy last week or so now. It must be. And in all honesty, I wanted to have this kind of finished or nearly finished today, but it's just not happened. So this is kind of how it looked before. You know, there was some work to be done really on the shading. It was kind of looking not quite there, if I'm honest with you, but it's kind of almost there, I suppose. So now it's kind of looking a bit like this. So I've actually taken out a lot of the lighting at the moment. I've kind of removed, and I'm trying to I'll add the lighting later, and I'm trying to work on like the beak and stuff. And I've decided to go with a kind of grey, sort of metal-y kind of beak. I didn't want a yellow beak because ultimately, you know, that could potentially look like a duck, which is not what I want to happen, man. I don't want any ducks, any duck studios or anything like that. So yeah, so I'm gonna carry on with this now. Let me see. So I think, let me just check my Cintiq is on because that's always helpful. So I think, what should I get on with next? I will probably carry on a bit with the shading on his forehead because that's kind of where I was at. Yeah, I did a lot of updates to it today. I was kind of working more on the details, sort of around his eyes and stuff. And the only thing I was kind of struggling with was making sure that it didn't look like he was old, like wrinkled or anything like that. So that was quite annoying. That's something my art director pointed out to me. He looks old, so okay, I tried to remove some of the wrinkles, but I'm trying to make him look a bit more gritty, a bit more hard edge. So yeah, so I'm going to try and get on with this now. Let's see if we can't try and get the forehead looking a little bit better. So Hybrid, what's your first emote going to be? I'm keen to see where you go with it. You know, what's your are you going to have something, oops, that's the wrong thing. Are you going to have something like metal themed, or I don't know what you're going to do. Should be quite interesting. I'm envious of your affiliate status, I should say. That's really cool, man. I'm really pleased for you. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I've switched up the hair a bit as well on this piece because I kind of was looking at it and it looked a little bit flat, so I ended up kind of switching that up a bit. And as my art director pointed out, the hairline was a bit straight, so I kind of tried to make it a bit more bowed in the middle. So I've just been working on that mostly the last week or so. The last few, well, today even week. I wish I'd have been working on just that for a week. Rightio. Yeah. I might end up turning my cats into emotes, since they usually always make an appearance. Oh man, that'd be cool. Well, both me and Natural Mermaid like cats. We both like cats. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Are you gonna literally like draw them, or are you gonna use a photo or something? I wonder what you're gonna be doing. You know, that'd be pretty cool. So yeah. Okay. Pixel art. Yeah, I know, man. Like mine is more than likely going to be pixel art as well. I feel like I need to follow kind of James's example, because he was sort of saying how he did it, and I actually need to go back and look at that stream, because he had like some really solid advice of how to actually do pixel art. So I really do need to check that out. All of my emotes will be sprite based. Yeah, no worries. And mine as well, probably. I actually need to kind of animate them as well. I think for the Discord and stuff, I'll probably make some animated ones. I noticed that James hasn't tried to animate them, which is interesting, because I kind of felt like maybe they should be animated, or I don't know, it would be quite cool, wouldn't it? Maybe he just doesn't have the time or something. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool, if I do say so myself. I do feel like he needs a bit more detail. I've actually really struggled with the forehead on this one. I'm not quite sure why. I'm just finding it a little bit of a challenge with that shading, just where that triangle is. It could be the triangle that's actually putting me off. That could be why I'm not 100% sure. Oh, in other news, I actually forgot to say on the what's it called? On the Flash. I did mention it briefly on the Discord, but we are now on the fiber optic broadband. So fingers crossed. I'm hoping the stream will be a lot more kind of, I don't know, streamlined, for want of a better word. A stream that is streamlined. So I'm hoping that will be way more kind of like easier to watch, I guess, less dropouts, and less me pulling my hair out trying to look at my phone, trying to see if the bandwidth is just really crap. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and see how it goes. But you know, they said they might be testing it for up to 10 days, so I'm hoping that it holds up today at least, and Tuesday obviously. I'm really hoping that that's the case. Yeah, so we'll see how we go. Yeah, I mean, so far, touch wood, it's been awesome. I mean, I think my download speed was like, my upload speed and my download speed was just massively increased. So yes, that's awesome. And then the other good little bit of news, another tech bit of news, is that I've actually got a USB hub now. So I don't have to keep unplugging and replugging my Cintiq and my guitar. I don't have to like tune in and out of that. There's no problem there. I can literally just carry on without worrying about it, which is great, because I think the less worries the better when you're doing this kind of thing. Any kind of streaming or stuff, you have too many things to think about. Is my microphone on and all the rest of it? Yeah, you're right. You can never have too many USB ports. 100%. I had to get a powered one because my guitar and my my Cintiq are plugged into the USBs of the hub. So yeah, it had to be a powered one. Currently trying to find square brushes for Photoshop. CC doesn't have a standard set included. Really? Oh, that's interesting. I thought they would have. I would have thought they would have something. Maybe they don't. Oh, okay, fair enough, man. Yeah, I don't know. Square brushes. I mean, have you tried kind of like the kind of usual? There must be some pixel brushes out there that you could probably download. Or are you thinking about making your own maybe or something? Use basic square brushes for my pixel art. Yeah, I don't do enough of it, if I'm honest with you. I do a little bit of pixel art, but I don't do like tons or anything like that. I do it now and again when I need to, but it's usually kind of icon based and nothing heavy duty with colors or anything like that, man. So yeah, right, I'm reasonably happy with the shading on the forehead, although it's still not quite where I want it to be. I'll have to see how I go on that one. Yeah, it just looks a bit dark, a bit dismal. I can't explain it. Might have to revisit that a little bit later or something. But I think for now, well, maybe that would help. A little bit of a... No, it's not quite right. I don't know. Something to think about. Something to think about indeed. So, okie doke. Okay. Right. Yeah, he just looks like he's got a big forehead for some reason. I can't explain it. Whenever I put shadows there, it just feels like it just doesn't feel right. I think I'll leave it like that for now. Now I left myself a reminder to record my process. So there we go. I'm going to record the process video because I actually forgot. I hope I'm recording the right. I hope I'm recording the right monitor. Hold on, give me a second, guys. I'm just going to make sure I've got the right monitor recording. Oh, I am. Okay, great. Let me just close that. Yeah, I think everybody's probably at the pub, which is probably where we should be if we're honest. Down the local pub. But it's cool. It's all about trying new things, isn't it? You know, I've never done a Friday stream before, so I was thinking, well, let's see how it goes. I don't know anybody else who's streaming on a Friday, so let's see how it goes. So it might be next week that we change it to like Thursday or something, maybe before James's stream. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. Maybe people will pop up later. You never know. People might just tune in a bit late. So maybe I'll just change the time to 7 or something like that. Let's see how we go. Okay, I'll probably leave that right there in terms of shading at least. So let's have a look at maybe trying to... I'm reasonably happy with the hair. So I think what I will do is I will start looking at highlights on the face, because I had a look at this earlier and I was playing about with it. Do I have them in here? Yeah, I do have them in there, but yeah, I'm just not happy with that highlight colour. Maybe it should be kind of a pinky colour, I don't know. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what highlight colour I want to do. Yeah, just not sure. Let me see if I can up the opacity. No. I don't know, man. It's just not quite. Maybe it should be white with an overlay or something. Maybe that. I think I tried that earlier, but I didn't like it. So actually, try and go for a pink, a light pink or something. Try and turn my brightness up a bit because I can't see it. I think up here somewhere, maybe. Not sure about that one. purpley pink. I'm not quite sure. I don't use gross purple like James does. That is not in my colour palette. I'm sure James is down at his local pub or bar, enjoying it. Oh, thanks. He is looking reasonable. He's looking all right. I think the chiseled sort of face definitely helps. Yes, I know you love pink. I know. Having said that, so do I. I like a bit of pink as well. A bit of hot pink. It's all good. Oh, man. Wondering if it's too kind of... Yeah, I don't know if... Because it might start to look a bit plasticky. This is always the thing with airbrushing. I do like airbrushing stuff. I find it much simpler than kind of trying to draw vectors or anything like that. I do find it a bit simpler. But the tricky bit is kind of making it not look plasticky. Maybe that's kind of cool. Maybe purple is good after all. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. I kind of just want it to be quite subtle on the little bit of highlight here and there. Yes, we tried a yellow earlier. I mean, I'm going to use yellow for the rim lighting, which will be on the outside. This is mostly just on the like the little highlights of his face. There would have been too much yellow. Yeah, exactly. Yellow just wasn't. Oh, for the beak. Yeah, no. I want to do a bit more on that beak actually. I never thought I would say that as a designer. I want to do a bit more on that beak. Crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see how we go on this. Yeah, I do like that tone actually. It does actually work. Maybe I could knock it back a little bit, but it looks pretty cool. Kind of looks like he's got like a light in front of him or something. I need to play about with it though a bit more. That's too much. I've noticed actually something on the newer versions of Photoshop. It doesn't seem to kind of be as responsive in terms, you know, when you drag the little sliders up and down on like the opacity, it doesn't seem as responsive as older versions. It kind of takes a little second to kind of like, right, okay, adjust. Seems to take a little bit of, there's a little bit of a delay. And I'm not sure why that is. But yeah, strange. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. I do wonder if he needs a highlight there. Maybe he doesn't need one. Maybe he doesn't need one. Let's see if we reduce that a bit. I don't want him to have a plastic forehead. Yeah. Maybe there a little bit. I'm not quite sure where the light source is. Maybe that's a little bit of an issue. Is that I'm not quite sure if it's from. I think it might be from above, kind of above and in front of him, sort of thing. So the light's kind of coming downwards, I guess, kind of coming down. Yeah, I do find with light sources, I'm not always consistent, and sometimes I tend to go in creative mode and start going a bit crazy, finding the right place for a light source, and maybe that's something I need to work on. Definitely something I need to work on. I think it's looking pretty cool. Don't want it to be too many highlights though. I want it just like a little bit here and there. Nothing too major, at least for now. I'm looking forward to doing the beak a bit more. Like I want to try and make that quite shiny. In fact, I want it almost like I want that to look shiny, whereas the face doesn't look shiny. I want to try and make sure that that's yeah, that's going to look shiny. Let's see. Okay, right. Whoops. Click off something there. Okay. Yeah, so what am I going to do? I think I might I'll put some in there. Yeah. Might not need many more, to be honest, actually. Maybe a little bit on this side. Try and balance out the other side. I do wonder what I'm going to do for that little triangle on his forehead. I'm not even sure what his power is at the moment. Maybe he can read minds or something, I don't know. Or he can influence people to do stuff. Yeah, I know, magpies might go for a shiny beak. Yeah, potentially. You'd have magpies landing on him and he wouldn't be too happy. But what are you doing here on my beak? You know? Brilliant. Okay. Pyrokinesis. Oh! So setting things on fire with your mind. Is that what you're saying, Hybrid? That's a pretty cool idea. I like that idea. Yeah. There was also some debate as to whether he's a hero or a villain. I think I'd like to say it was Destiny who said in the last chat, is he a superhero? I was like, no, you know, he might be like an anti-hero or something. Yeah. Oh, but he's a badass and they would fly away quite quickly. Yeah, to be fair, he would set them on fire or something. Poor birds, poor magpies. Yeah, it's not looking too shabby. Not looking too shabby. Right, okay. Let's save that. I do need a save disk emote at some point. Somebody suggested a really cool idea in the last chat. Somebody, I forget who said it, but my word, that was a really good idea. I think it was Lena who suggested instead of it saying AC/DC, it would say SAVE in the same kind of look and feel. So yeah, maybe that's an idea. Maybe that's something I could do or work on. Yeah, maybe that's something. Right. Yeah. Actually, I wonder, did I even post on James's Discord that I was going live? I think I did. Let me just check. No, I did. Okay. No worries. I got 2 horns up. I don't know who it was. Hybrid PK and Mr. Tipple. Okay. So yeah, there's no worries. People are just drinking. It's fair enough. I don't have any problem with that. People enjoying their Fridays. It's totally cool with me. No worries. And hey, I'm happy that Hybrid is here. And my lovely art director girlfriend, Natural Mermaid, is here. So that's more than enough for me. Let's see. Okay, the beak. That'll be what's on next. Right. So Hybrid, you doing anything this weekend? Are you... I don't know. What are you doing? Are you seeing any gigs or anything? I'm not this weekend. Probably not going to see anyone this weekend because we tend to go down to London and go and see our friends and stuff. But yeah, we'll probably be in Liverpool this week. You haven't been to a concert in 3 years. Oh man. Well, don't tell me that. That's no good. You gotta get out there and go and see some bands, man. You're a heavy metal guy. You should yeah, if you can, you should go and see him. Yeah. Maybe you're too busy or something, man. It's fair enough if you are. I totally can understand. Or maybe you're not interested. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. We have a neighbour who's kind of in her 40s, and she goes to gigs all the time, and I'm kind of really impressed by that because she's got like 2 kids and 3 cats to take care of, and she still manages to go to gigs, which is like really awesome, you know? Really cool. She still manages to do that. I'm going to try and chrome this up somehow. I think you were trying to chrome something up the other day, weren't you, Hybrid? I watched you kind of like playing around with gradients and stuff. So I'm kind of in the same boat now. trying to do a James White on this beak. Trying to make it a bit chromy looking. I'm not quite sure how he does it. I don't do it very often. I know you can use a gradient and stuff, but I'd rather try and airbrush it on somehow. I think it's kind of like, if you do like a, oops, wrong brush. Do like a, Proclaim's here. Fun day Friday. My man Proclaim. My man. There you go, Proclaim here. Flaming horns for you, man. And for you, Hybrid. And of course for lovely Natural Mermaid. Flaming horns for all three of you. So Proclaim, just to give you a heads up, so Natural Mermaid is actually my girlfriend, who is also my art director, my lovely art director, who countless times has said to me, no, that looks wrong, you need to do this, and like 99% of the time is always right. So invaluable. I wonder if your wife does the same with you, and you know, gets you looking at things over again and changing things, because that's what happens with me and her. She says, no, it doesn't look quite right, so you need to change it up a bit, which I'm very grateful for. You're tired, man. I'm not surprised. Congrats, by the way, on winning the James White Signal Noise contest for Stranger Things. Big congrats to you, man. Your piece was killer. I mean, I was torn between two pieces, so I voted for yours, but I wanted to vote for Reviver Nights as well, because his was awesome. Like the little video he made, I really, really love that. And I really liked Hybrids as well. I don't actually know how you did yours in the end, Hybrid. I think you probably streamed it. But I was really torn between all three of you. I wasn't quite sure who to vote for. But I think I'd followed Proclaims quite closely on his stream. And you know, they say you can only vote once, but I voted for multiple. See, I wasn't being enough of a rocker there, and I was just kind of like, right, I'll vote for one, I'll be a good boy. And I probably should have said, right, actually, you know what, I'll vote for a few, because I would have voted for all three of you, definitely. You, Reviver Night, and Proclaim, obviously. Yeah, but I can't believe that. Exactly, there were some pretty crazy entries. I couldn't believe how good the entries were. I mean, it was almost like, I'd like to say like a pro art competition or something. I was like, wow, the standard of those entries, mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing. But yeah, I wonder what he's going to do for his next one. I mean, I know Hybrid's already started working on Blood Cry. And I saw your little comment in the chat yesterday on Signal Noise's chat, and you were kind of like, oh, there might be. That was really funny, because you spent ages on that little piece of fan art, which looks awesome. You love the creativity in the Noises family. Yeah, man. I mean, James has brought us all together, and we all have so much fun. It's like, for me, it's like I've been looking for something like this for God knows how long now. I mean, because I posted stuff on social media, you know, talk to the odd person now and again, but ultimately, you know, people tend not to hang out together very often, or social media is kind of like so noisy. It's very hard to kind of like hang out with people and talk like people used to do. And this whole little community, like, I love every day of chatting to you guys, seeing what people are posting, and yeah, just enjoying like talking about creativity, rock and roll, music, whatever it is, man. I am absolutely loving all of this. Yeah, social media sucks. Yeah, man. I mean, it's a real shame, because it's like it's like you can't live with it, you can't live without it. It's one of those things where you need to be on social media if you're trying to kind of like promote yourself. Not so much if you're like just trying to find some friends or something like that. I mean, there's plenty of ways to do that are much better, like going to the pub like everybody else is right now at the pub chatting about stuff. Yeah, but it's like there is no, it's just not the same as it used to be. Yeah, man, I'm exactly the same. You know, I have been doing tons more art since I started watching the live the live show then, the Signal Noise broadcast with James White. That's my best impression of him. I can't do an impression of James very easily. So yeah, so for me, it's like if I hadn't started watching that and hadn't gone on that Discord, I wouldn't have met you guys. You know, I wouldn't have met any of you guys, and I probably wouldn't have done half the art that I've been doing. You know, so a big thank you to James, and a big thanks to you guys as well for being awesome and rocking. Yeah, so Proclaim. I was you missed the beginning of the stream. Naughty Proclaim. Proclaim. You have been in the snow and stuff, and I believe you were saying potentially you kind of offered us an invite to go the snow sometime, which my girlfriend / art director, Natural Mermaid, was very excited to hear. Very excited to hear that maybe we could go and see you up in Lapland or Sweden or whatever, and have some snow. You know, check out the snow. Ah, cheers, Hybrid. Yeah, he's not looking too bad. I've got a bit of a flow going on here with this beak. Maybe I'm overdoing it a bit, but yeah, I quite like it. Yeah, it looks pretty kind of metallic to me. I might try and add a few more overlays and stuff, but I'm definitely in the flow. Been on Twitter since 07. Save AC/DC. You gotta save. I can't do an AC/DC. My throat's killing me. So I can't do an AC/DC. Yeah, man, let's do that. And hey, Hybrid, maybe you can fly over from the US and join us in Europe, and we'll all go skiing together. Hey, maybe we can get Frank from Australia as well to come over. And James as well from Canada. I know he's coming over to marry Naomi in August. So hey, maybe we could do some sort of Discord meetup or something. That would be pretty freaking awesome. A Discord meetup with everyone in, or as many people as we can get in there. That Seeker, all the rest of them, everybody. Let's try and get everybody on board. Right. So yeah, Proclaim, you missed a little thing at the start. I'll bring it up now. I'll have a little break. So basically, that Seeker said, why don't you do a thing called All Access, which will be kind of like your version of the side quest that James does. And hey, check out the little GIF I put together here. So anytime there's like some sort of side quest type thing, we're calling it Access All Areas. So there's the little lanyard that pops up. And I even did a little bit of an animation in Photoshop. All sparkly, all shiny. So yeah, so whenever that happens, yeah, we'll be doing that. But for now, we're back on track here. I might pull it up later actually, because there is a little something that's kind of off the beaten path that I want to talk about. Something I found the other day while I was kind of just rooting through a few old magazines, trying to throw some magazines away. And I found this awesome thing, like kind of like, you know, when you're digging for buried treasure and you find this thing. Awesome. Right, what are you guys talking about? Used to frequent forums all the time and felt a strong sense of community. I still talk to people from old forums. Yeah, man, I mean, I used to hang out on IRC. I don't know if you guys ever used IRC back in the day, but I used to be like really into IRC. I had my own channel. I used to run my own channel, I think, at one point. I can't remember when or where. And yeah, you would have the same people hanging out all the time. You would like send them, I don't know, music or whatever, or you'd send them some stuff or like artwork. I used to like hang out with some artists, and I would send them like my really bad designs at the time because I wasn't very good at Photoshop. I remember one guy completely slated me. He was an asshole, but yeah. Yeah, so that is completely missing right now, and I think Twitch is really kind of like really in the right place to kind of do that kind of thing, and Discord as well, to kind of build up that sense. You know, build up that sense of community. You know, I didn't read your comment. Oh, you did say about IRC. My bad, man. The chat kind of scrolled too fast for me to see. I'm too busy talking about other stuff. But hey, Proclaim, you've not talked about my access all areas GIF. So you know, start talking. I'm only kidding. No worries. So his beak is not looking too bad. I kind of feel like it's kind of got away from me a little bit there. That little area there. Maybe that should be a little bit darker. Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes you're doing highlights or shading or something, and you can just get away from you, and it's like all of a sudden, oh, actually, crap. You know, it's not right. Not what I'm trying to do. Right, why is that not working? That's interesting. That should be dark, but it is not. I don't know what's going on because my computer is not necessarily updating. Ah, okay, now it is. It's being a bit slow. Maybe because I'm trying to record a desktop at the same time and it's being a bit slow. Now, oh man, something going on there. I must have like an overlay on that little piece and it's kind of making everything bright even though it's dark. I've had that a couple of times. Ah, interesting. There is something there that's stopping it from being completely dark. I don't like that little edge. There it is. So it's that one. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you're doing laundry at the same time. Okay. Should I play it again for you? Let me know. Appreciate you doing laundry, man. Can you do some of mine as well? That'd be awesome. Oh, by the way, Proclaim. Sorry, I haven't sent off your sticker yet. I'm a really bad person. I should be. I don't know. I should be made to listen to some really bad pop music or something. Yeah, I'm gonna send it tomorrow. It will go in the post tomorrow, and I don't know how long it would take to send it to you. Yeah, you want me to show it? Okay. Okay. Here's the access all areas. Side quest type thing. Here we go. So whenever there's like a side quest type thing, we're calling it access all areas on the live show. That little lanyard will pop up and it'll be like shiny. So yeah, so that's the little bit of animation I was making till all hours of last night. And explain it once again. Yeah. So it's basically my version of James's side quest. So any time that you know, we get off the beaten path and do something a bit different to what I'm supposed to be doing, that little lanyard will pop up. It was that seeker's suggestion to kind of have that little sort of access all areas thing, because you can kind of get into things that normally I wouldn't talk about. So yeah, kind of works with the rock theme and all the rest of it. So yeah. Oh, thanks, man. Looks awesome. Yeah, and like I say, your sticker will be in the post tomorrow. My art director will give me hell if I don't pop down to the post office tomorrow with her and we post it off to you, because you deserve it, man. You deserve it for giving me a Signal Noise subscription. Man, your wallet must be like crying right now. The number of subscriptions you gave last night. Oh my word. I could not believe, you know, I could not believe how much, you know, how many subscriptions you gave away. I mean, you are one of the most generous people I think I've ever seen. Amazing, man. Amazing. I actually feel like I feel guilty. I feel like I should be doing the same thing. You know, I should be doing more to help out newbies and stuff, and to help James get to like a higher number. So hey, maybe I'll start gifting people stuff as well. You're really making it hard for the rest of us. How so? How am I making it hard? You mean in terms of like doing my stream and stuff? I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to make it as good as I can. I don't know. It's not quite up to scratch yet. It's still like there's still some things I'm trying to work on. Still some things I want to try and get to. But you know, it's one of those things. Trying to make it better every single show. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm looking forward to actually introducing like a new little section next week, which will be the first section since we started. The first new section since we started, So I'm looking forward to doing that. I don't know how well it'll go down, but we'll see. We'll see how we go. Ooh, it's getting away from me a little bit. I feel like it's almost there. At least that part. What I might do is go back over it another time. I keep saying that. I don't want to keep going back over things, but you know, when you're kind of in the flow and then you look at it again the next day and you know, you could change that a bit. I feel like it should be darker somehow. Maybe that dark tone needs to be darker. It's kind of a dark blue. Yeah, that's a bit cooler. Yeah, which is not quite. A little bit more kind of darker blue helps kind of make it pop a little bit more. Nice one. Okay, let's close that. I might just take off that little bit of a highlight there. Yeah, I just want that a little bit sharper, because literally sharper because it's his beak. I literally just want that. Am I on the right layer? I'm in the highlight section. Yes, I am on the right layer. The taxes are crazy. I've been giving away 12. You've given away. Oh my god, man! You've given away 12. So hold on. So some rough math. 12 times 5. 5 times 10 is 50, and then another kind of so 50. So you've spent $60 on other people. Man, you're a cool dude for giving that away to people. That's so cool. And hey, you're a deserving winner of James's competition. 100%, man. Very generous. You're going to spend the entire night making animations. I wonder what kind of animations you're going to make, man. I might. When you're streaming next week, aren't you? So I will be back in your channel, checking out what you're doing now, because I was checking you out doing the Signal Noise Challenge. Now there's no Signal Noise Challenge. I wonder what you're going to be working on. That'd be pretty cool to know what you're doing. I think next week I'm still probably going to be working on this. I need to sort of wrap it up at some point. But hey, his beak is looking pretty damn cool, if I do say so myself. That is not bad. Let me save. Save. Heavy metal save. Taxes are almost $2. Oh man. So you're telling me, so one sub is $7. So 7 times 10 is 70. $80. So you spent $80 on subscriptions, man. Frickin' hell, man. Wow. Okay, I don't even think I could match that. I might give like maybe 1 or 2 away or something, but I just don't think I'd be able to match that at all. Well, you set the standard there, man. I don't think I can. I don't think somehow I can match, you know, that. But hey, you know. So here we go. Oh, sorry. Animations equals previous comment about you making it hard for the rest of us. Oh, I see. Because you're gonna have to start making like little gifs and shit. My bad. I swore. First time I swore in a while. I don't swear very often. Yeah. Apologies for anyone who was offended by that. Right, yeah, I mean, I stayed up. I was working during Signal Noise's broadcast, and I was kind of annoyed at myself because I wanted to get further on with this, which I did in the end, but I did it this morning. Yeah, man, but yeah, I'm just trying to make it the best I can. You know, I don't know. I don't have. I do have a bit of a roadmap, I suppose, with this show, like where I want to get to and what I want to do with it. But it's all really loose at the moment. It's not like I'm saying, oh, you know, I want to have 100 followers by this day, and if it doesn't, then well, there we go. I don't want to be like that. I want to just kind of enjoy the process and enjoy making art and talking to you guys. That's what I want to do, really. Enjoy playing guitar again. I mean, I'm so stoked that I'm playing guitar again because if I'm honest with you, it's been a long time, and it probably shows, in fact, since I played guitar. It's been a long time. But even like, if you watch back the VOD a bit later Proclaim, I did a little new riff that I've been learning, a bit of AC/DC, and you know, it's crazy because I was thinking I've actually never learned any AC/DC tunes, and I listen to them all the time. So it's been really nice to kind of just get back into playing guitar and yeah, learning some new songs, making some new presets in my app, my guitar app that I'm using currently, like making new tones and stuff, guitar tones. So that's been really fun doing that, man. Let me catch up on the chat because you guys are talking, which is awesome. You do know that me and HyperPK are affiliates, right? Yeah, man, I know. I mean, congrats to both of you. You guys are freaking rock stars at doing this. So hey, let me bring up my rock stars gif. You guys are both rock stars, 110%. Because, like, oh, and a flaming horns as well, both together. Flaming rock star horns. Yeah, I mean, you guys have. I mean, I don't know. You've kind of just built it from nothing as well. Like you've just been doing your own thing, streaming quite regularly, and you're already affiliates. And it's like, it's mind blowing to me. Absolutely mind blowing. I mean, I did my little counter the other day. I think I'm on 20 now. I'm like nowhere near 50, but that's cool. I don't mind. It's cool. It's only my third show or whatever. So yeah, yeah, but it's cool. You know, it's great that you guys have got there. I'm trying to advertise him so he can be one as well. You're really, really sweet, Proclaim. I really appreciate you advertising. Really cool guy. And hey, that's what it's all about, isn't it? We help each other. I'm sure if ever, I don't know if it would ever happen, but if ever I suddenly got a bump up to partner or something before you guys, I would advertise the hell out of all of you. I would literally make slides for you on my show to get you guys up to partner as well, because you guys have been so supportive, and you guys, you know, you've got your own, you're being creative, and it's just freaking awesome. We support each other, and that's what's really awesome. I love this little community we've got going. Really awesome. He needs 34 followers. He'll get there for sure. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. Whenever it happens, it happens. Like I say, I mean, I really should start designing my emote at some point. I think the only problem with or rather the only challenge with affiliate is like you've only got one emote. You haven't got like 4 or 5. You know, you have not got all those emotes that James can make. You know, he can. I think could he make about 4 or 5 when he got to partner straight away? That's really like freaking awesome. Maybe you could only make 2. I don't know how it works, to be honest with you. I know affiliate's only 1. And yeah. Anyway, I'm kind of waffling on and still working on the beak without even realizing. I was kind of just tweaking. It looks pretty damn cool. I might just leave that part there and start working on the little lower sections because it's already 7:07. Man, 7:07. Maybe this will be a little late stream because I feel like I'm in the flow. You know, I feel like I'm getting somewhere on this piece finally. I mean, it's been a bit of a slog because the first one, didn't like it, started again, did all the inking again, and then I started doing some colours, and again, I didn't like it. But if we just flick back to how it was, wow, that's actually come quite far quite quickly. Wow, okay. That's just today I worked on that. Okay, we're making good progress. Cool. Right, let me read the messages because I'm behind the messages. If you ever need to spend money, do it on Hybrid PK stream. He's doing real stuff. Oh man, you are not kidding, right? And I think I may have mentioned Hybrid to Natural Mermaid as well a couple of times. I don't think she's seen your work, man, but you are like a real artist, and we're just kind of trying to catch up. You are a proper artist, my friend. I was really impressed with your, not only your Stranger Things piece, but when you did that little character sort of sketch the other day, and you were doing it, you said, oh no, I'm doing it from reference, but you were like really killing your little character, kind of like little character base little thing you were working on. It's like, oh man, I wish. I mean, I know it's practice and all the rest, but I love the fact that you can just kind of create a pose very quickly just from like looking at something. I would have to like, I usually get like some sort of figure and then kind of trace over the top of it or something to try and get the right angles and things because my proportions suck. Yeah. Anyways, let me catch up on the chat. You have 3 different tiers. Hybrid PK said that about advertising you. I'm trying to advertise him so he can be one as well. I was Hybrid. Oh, sorry, Hybrid. I thought, for some reason, I thought that was Proclaim. My bad, man. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Yeah, you are an awesome guy. Awesome guy. And I'm really hoping, like, that you kind of, I don't know, kind of, what's the best way of kind of phrasing it? I want you, I don't know, to do something on your stream. Maybe have some sort of theme or something. That would be really cool. Maybe you could do a bit of metal or something. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to do the metal thing, but maybe that doesn't work for you. And hey, that's cool. Maybe you're probably a purer artist than we are. You're in it for the art, whereas at me, I'm just making stupid overlays and trying my best to get by. You know, I do find making overlays fun, to be fair, and GIFs and all that kind of stuff, because I love that kind of thing. But hey, man, if that doesn't work for you, that's all right. If you haven't got time, there's no problem. But yeah, I wonder what theme would you do? Would it be like a game theme or something like that, or yeah. So Proclaims there's 3 different tiers. I plan on working on my emotes this weekend. I'm flattered. Yeah, I mean, it'd be great to see what emotes you come up with, man. I know that you only get 1 emote to start with. I mean, do you get more emotes as you go along on affiliate? I don't know. I thought you only had 1. Maybe I'm wrong. Sometimes I wish I traced. Like, I should be photo bashing more often, but I refuse. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, man. That's why I have a massive respect for you, because you're doing it by hand. Whereas if I do it by hand, without kind of like having some sort of figure, at least a base figure to trace over to get the proportions right, then it'll just end up looking like, I don't know, an elephant looking at its behind or something when it's supposed to be a bloke with like a big gun or something. You know what I mean? My proportions are terrible. And Natural Mermaid can attest to this, because a lot of the time it's like, well, why is his eye halfway up his face when it should be down a bit further? And it's like, what? No, it looks fine. And then I look at it the next day and it's just sucky. Right, this little thing here, out the way. I'm still, you know what? I've just realised I'm still working on the top portion, but that actually looks pretty damn good. So I'm going to stop and I will start on the lower portion. But yeah, like I said, I think this will be a longer stream. A little bit longer, possibly, because I'm in the flow, and yeah, I just feel like I want to get a bit more done on this. Get a sense of pride. I've read that. If I was to go with a theme, it would more likely be a more education experience, educational. I love talking and sharing my knowledge. Oh, 100%, man. Yeah, 100% sharing your knowledge is, that's what we're doing, isn't it? Really, we're showing our process, and yeah, it's great to do that. I love sharing my process. That's why I do loads of process videos, because it really irks me and grinds my gears when I find an artist I really like, and then I look for like the process of how they made something, and there's like 0 process video or a GIF or something on Behance, and you'll usually find me, if I'm on Behance looking around, I'll just start commenting and saying, please show your process. It'd be great if you showed your process. And it's funny, I've done that lots of times, and some of them reply back to me. Even one guy said, actually my process is in there, it's at the bottom, and I didn't realise. It's a fair play. But yeah, it does irk me when artists tend to kind of just not show how they've done something. Some of them get really precious over it and like, oh no, I can't show my process because then they'll steal it or something, you know. So yeah, it does happen. I don't know if you guys show your process. Well, mind you, I suppose you stream and show your process, which is cool. But it's funny, not a lot of people do process videos. I quite like the little time-lapse process videos. They're quite fun to do. And I always like seeing how I've made something, because there's usually like weird decisions that I've made and I haven't realised I've made them. Like I watched. I'm going to sound like an utter geek now, but I actually watched the second episode of this again. I watched my own episode because no one else watches them, so I have to watch them. So. No, I was just watching it just to kind of see how I was being, and I noticed that I do certain things in Photoshop which I had no idea I was doing. And I was like, why? I didn't even realise I did that. You know, it's quite strange. It's quite strange to see when you do something like that. Maybe I'll get onto his tongue today. Maybe I will. Maybe. We'll see how we go. Let's see. I'm trying to work out where is that? Highlights. Is it in highlights? Oh no, Pt2. There we go. So if I add layer mask to selection, delete layer mask. Not the best way of doing it really, but okay, there we go. I think that's got it. I understand the desire to have secrets. One of my biggest complaints regarding most artists is how they don't focus on the process. As a student, I was trying to learn techniques, but all I could see were end results. 120% agree with you, sir. 100%. Looking at only finished products really skews your perception on how your art is going to look most of the time. This is exactly what I'm talking about, man. You are speaking, you are preaching, man. This is exactly it. That's exactly the problem I had. Like, because fortunately, James, I'll take James as an example. He was kind of, he had some videos somewhere and he would kind of show like how he made like the brush type and stuff. And if I hadn't seen that video, or I can't remember, maybe it was in his presentation, his keynote presentation, about how he made brush type, I probably would have never made any brush type. And I ended up following like the same process as him and made my own. And like, I probably wouldn't have if I hadn't realised like, oh, actually I could do it like that. I didn't realise I could do that. So I think it's really important for people to share, for artists to share their process so others can learn and they can go on their own path and do their own thing. I think it's really important. And yeah, not like you say, you know, looking at a finished product, it's like, it's cool and all, it's a nice piece of art, but like, how did you do it? How did you make it? That's what really interests me a lot of the time. I love looking at art, and obviously I'm an appreciator of art, but yeah, if I don't know how you've made it, it kind of sucks a bit. I feel like, especially if it's a piece that I really love, I'm kind of like, oh, how did they get those lines so, I don't know, crisp, or how did they, you know, and that happens a lot of the time, unfortunately. But hey, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. North of Rapture is here. My man, North of Rapture. How are you doing, sir? Yeah. Sorry to hear that you're feeling a bit glum about your stream and stuff, man. I totally understand. Especially having kids and stuff, like, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, like, it's doing your head in a bit. I can understand. And hey, but I think the most important thing, like we were saying in the chat, is that you carry on with your illustration and stuff, because you kill it with your illustrations. 120% kill it. I love it. And I really want to see what you're doing in the future, illustration-wise, because it's something I could probably learn from you, because you're really good at it. So, you know, don't worry about it. Yeah, I really like your carefree attitude as well. Actually, it's cool because a lot of people tend to be like, oh, you know, I'm devastated and I can't carry on, kind of thing. And it's like, it's cool. It's not a big deal. It is what it is. You gave it a shot, and you know, hey, who knows? Maybe you'll come back to it or something. Maybe when you have a bit more time, maybe you'll find a way of it working for you. You know, that can happen sometimes. Yeah. He's not looking too bad. That is not too bad. If I do say so myself. So are you guys doing anything this weekend? I've probably asked that question already. I don't know if anybody answered me. I think probably take it easy this weekend. Might do a bit more on this. I actually want to start my next illustration in this series, because like I showed you guys previously, got this one and another one which I haven't revealed, and now we've got this one coming along quite nicely. I'll give it a shot again when I have some more time. For now I need to focus on my redesign of my website. I totally understand where you're coming from, man. I 100% understand. And you said you're doing your brand. You're redoing your brand as well. Are you still working on that, or is it mostly just website for now and then see how you go maybe a bit further down the line? That's cool to take a break from it. Maybe you can just kind of like I mean, I'm not the best at social media. I do what I can, but maybe it's kind of like worth you like putting on your social media your previous episodes, just so that people are aware that like, oh, you still have that content there, and then when you are ready to kind of jump back into it, you can then say, oh, hey, I'm starting streaming again or whatever, you know. That way, there's not like a gap or whatever, so people are like, oh, he's streaming again. I thought he stopped, you know. I'm just waffling on here, trying to give advice when I'm in no place to give advice. But anyway, that's probably what I would do. I'd try and keep it going, even if I'm not doing it regularly. This beak is not looking too bad. I seem to be reasonably good at making beaks. Who knew? Oh man. My plans are hybrids plans for the weekend. Hang out with a friend tonight. Awesome. Weekend. Spend some time with your girlfriend. Lovely. Make some art. Help out. Help your kitten recover from surgery. Oh man. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. Oh, I hope the kitten's okay. Natural Mermaid and I both love cats. We are cat mad. We don't have any cats of our own, but we have a neighbour's cat that comes and visits, which is very nice. So yeah, all the best to your cat and to you, sir. It's a slight rebrand. It's a brand refresh, sorry. Good advice though, thanks. Yeah, I'd be really interested to see what you do on your rebrand. See, websites, it's interesting because I've done web design for 15 years. I keep thinking it's 10 for some reason, and I think I'm trying to make myself feel younger when I'm not actually that young. So yeah, right. Yeah, I've done websites for 15 years, and I'm kind of like, maybe, you know, maybe I've done web design for the last time because I feel like I'm just not passionate enough about it anymore. And ordinarily when somebody says to me, oh, you know, I've got a redesign coming, I'd be like really excited. And I used to be back in the day, and now I'm just like, another web design. I just can't. It's funny, I can't get passionate about web design anymore, which is really bad because that's my main job as a web designer. I think it's from doing it too long. Been doing it far too long. You know, and yeah, that's kind of part of the reason why I started doing illustration, my own kind of illustration more, was so that I kept my creativity up, and you know, so I have my web design, and then after that I can do some illustration, and why I'm trying to kind of push my work into that sort of place. Anyways, we fostered kitten. She's okay. She needs to stay in overnight. Okay, fair enough. That's good. My girlfriend's a little more hung up about it since she's only 6 months old. Oh, bless. Oh, little kitten. So cute. Yeah. I recently found my first commercial website I designed and built. Part Flash, part HTML, mostly built on frames. Oh man, now you're talking about frames. Oh boy. Yeah, no. Frames. God, that's going back in the day, isn't it now? Anyways, I will stop waffling on. But yeah, frames. I think I must have built my first website in frames, and wow, it was so tricky. I couldn't get it to work initially. Yeah, so wow, it's frames. That's cool, man. Just don't build your new one in frames. Can you imagine? 2001, yeah. My first one was like 97 or something stupid, and it was like, I can remember it was called Greg's Anime and Interest Page. Anime, whatever, however you want to pronounce it, because I was a massive anime fan back in the day, massive Dragon Ball fan, and I would literally just post images that I'd found on the web, or I'd scan stuff in from magazines and post it. Yeah, wow. Okay, getting back to this because I'm waffling on still. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to get the tongue. Actually, you know what? It is 7:25. So what I will do is I'm probably going to take a quick break very shortly, and then we'll do raw straight after that. So don't go away, guys, because I won't be long. But yeah. Oh, by the way, North of Rapture, Natural Mermaid is actually my girlfriend, my art director. So yeah, so what we're going to do is we'll take a quick little break, and I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. And we're back. So yeah, still the same intermission video, I'm afraid, guys. I haven't had a chance to excuse me, to actually make a new one, even though I said I would. I have not had a chance to make one. However, I'm probably going to get some time over the weekend to actually make a new one, so hopefully that'll be coming soon. Probably it'll be mostly videos that I've taken kind of like from other concerts and other gigs, and even like the recent gigs we went to last weekend, which was like all cover bands. So yeah, Natural Mermaids, my girlfriend, who's got some awesome footage actually from the gig, because she was like right by the stage and I wasn't. So she's got some pretty cool footage, so I'll probably use a bit of that as well, if I'm lucky. So right, let's get on to our next section, which will be Raw. And yeah, this is quite a cool little section that's developing now, because it's I quite like going back over my old files and sort of discovering how I did things and how I made things. So yeah, so this will be the first time I'm actually gonna do a bit of typography instead, a bit of lettering, because I usually show illustration and things like that, but this time I will actually be doing a bit of lettering. Right, and the actual little piece of lettering that we're going to be doing is this, which is so this is a thing called Create Fast, and effectively what I was trying to do with this piece is I was trying to almost like have a phrase that people could use, and it's something that I found myself kind of back in the day wasn't very long ago or anything like that. Maybe about a year ago, I found myself getting very frustrated at the fact that I couldn't create things particularly quickly. I was very much sort of creating things quite a lot slower than I create things. I would spend like 3 months doing 2 illustrations, and it was so frustrating that I ended up kind of like making this instead. And although it's kind of like a bit strange in some ways because I didn't create this that fast, it did take me a little bit of time, but it was a lot quicker than some of my older pieces. And so yeah, it was kind of like just to motivate me to get faster at what I'm doing. Don't get hung up too much on what you're doing. Just keep going and create stuff. So yeah, so that was kind of like the rough kind of reason behind me making it. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm going to try and find the files, the right files. So if I just flick back to my small camera. So right now I'm trying to find, I'm not particularly prepared for this. I think they're all here. But I saw, you know what's annoying? The other day I saw like a version of this file, and it had like about 5 or 6 different color iterations, but for some reason it's not in the same folder. So my folders are pretty damn messy, it seems. Anyway, let's get on with this now. So yeah, so this was the first file I did, and you can see like this is my like really rough kind of looking create fast. There's like a line there. I'm not quite sure what I was doing. Yeah, I was just playing about with it really. So that was quite an old one. And then this is the next file up. Get that to load. You can see like the S and stuff was completely off. And I think what I was doing was I was using a new brush at the time, because a lot of the time I make my brushes, I use my own brush type and I use my brush type. But with this, I was trying to actually use Carl Webster's brushes, because he had some really awesome brushes that were then free on Adobe CC. So I started using some of those. And so yeah, I was just trying to make it have a bit of motion in there. I don't know if there's any other layers in here. I don't have any layer comps. There's another C there. That's kind of a different type of C that I was trying. I was trying to get it. Yeah, there you go. So I tried to write it like this as well, which is kind of not really on brand at all for me. I'll just reduce it so you can see it a bit better. But yeah, that's totally not. That's like way too kind of like airy fairy for me. My term for things that aren't generally rocky is kind of airy fairy. A bit too swirly and a bit too nice looking. So North of Rapture, I still love designing for web, but the problem solving aspect of it, the technical factors and whatnot, it's like comfort food for me. You see, man, that's how it was for me up until about 3 years ago. And then I just got really kind of like, not necessarily bored, but in some ways, yeah, a bit bored and kind of like a bit jaded about web design, because I'd done it for so long and I was just kind of like, it wasn't challenging me enough. So like, oh, here's another website, you know. And I still do it today with clients. And I do like a challenge, and I do like to work with clients on web design, of course. But at the same time, I want to go after something, you know, my own thing, you know. That's kind of what I've been trying to do. So yeah, this looks like pretty much the same file. That's a different one. I don't know where that one came from. It looks a bit kind of oriental looking. Interesting. Yeah. About 2 years ago, I designed 3 websites for the University of Limerick. Oh, wow, really? That's pretty cool, man. Never done a university website. I'd imagine that's quite tricky, because there's probably a lot of different departments and lots of stakeholders who want different things. I'd imagine that's quite hard to do. Yeah, just opening up this next little file. Yeah. I have done some, when I started in my career as a web designer, I started with educational websites, and that I did find that quite tricky, because they want a certain look and they want it to be a certain way, and there's lots of people. Here we go. This is getting towards probably where we were on the final. Yeah, there's a lot of stakeholders, and you know they want their stuff to look a certain way, so it can be quite challenging. What about create? That's the same one as previously. I saw something there that was quite interesting. Yeah, that S. That's a really weird S. That top of that S. It's kind of cool, that. I don't know why I went with. Didn't go with that in the end. Let's open the next one. This is number 5. You see how many freaking versions I do? Oh my word. Number 1, number 2, number 3. It goes all the way up to 10. Not 11. Right. Sorry, enough of my rambling. You're not rambling, man. That's cool. It's no worries. You know, it's Friday chat. Yeah. Reading Photoshop formats. Come on. Computer is struggling now because I'm streaming. I have 2 browsers open. I have my QuickTime camera, which films me playing guitar. And then I've got 4 PSD files open. And I've also got my software to do my guitar. And yeah, my Mac is like, what are you doing? Doing too many things. I can't cope. I have no idea if ever I go on the road or something and do this on a laptop. I have no idea how I'm going to handle it all. I might have to buy a new laptop or something because I've got like a MacBook Air, and it's probably going to be too slow to try and do everything all together. I'm on my desktop at the moment. So this must be, yeah. So this is the I think that's the final black and white version. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the final black and white version. Yeah. What on earth is this? That's something my that's something my girlfriend did. Oh, that's funny. There you go. So that's on the stream now. Yeah, my art director sometimes writes on my designs, and I keep it because I think it's really cute. She leaves me little messages on my designs. I love it. So there you go. I had no idea that was even there. So that's good timing. Right, I'm going to close a couple of these files. So I'm up to 6, just because I feel like my computer is struggling a bit. I would really like to find the multiple coloured version I saw the other day that caught my eye. I'd really like to find it. I'll open this version. This is the first colour version, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, nice. Nice indeed. Yeah. So slow. Open the file. Struggling. Absolutely struggling. You know what? My laptop would be like it would be like burning right now. Be flames coming up from it by now if it was trying to open this file. And then usually it would say, "Oh, scratch disk full," because my laptop is like totally full. All right. Well, while that's loading, I'll just entertain you guys. Here we go. Flaming horns. You're all rock stars. You guys rock. And yeah, we haven't done access all out areas yet. Maybe I'll do that after this because that's kind of a cool little thing I wanted to show you guys. Man, it's still going. Maybe I can try and find. I can't really try and find that other file while it's loading, so I'd have to go into Finder and I don't know. Then you see all my dodgy things. Not really. I haven't got anything on here. That moment when you're showing an old file to your stream audience, it turns out to have one of the hidden layers is a rough picture of a dick. It wasn't, to be fair. It was actually, I think it was a flower. Oh dear. That is hilarious. No, it was a flower. We don't do any kind of naughty pictures here. Not the rapture. I don't know. It's not. That's not my. That's not for my target audience. My target audience is rock and roll and rock and metal and awesome artists and all the rest of it. I don't actually know it. Finally, you loaded. Oh my! It's still it's blurry. Having a think about it. Man, I really need to flatten these. I think I might actually start flattening, but then I can't kind of go through the layers. And whoa, okay, there's 4 different. So this might be the one with layer comps. Okay, so this is the one with layer comps. So this may very well be the multiple colored versions I was thinking of. What does that do if I change this layer comp? Not a whole lot, or it's very slow. Or they're just really slow. Oh no. So that's the standard on brand hot ready pink with black. Oh, that was kind of a more punk rock kind of never mind the bollocks kind of vibe. Then I had the one where I opened it, which was that. I had a bit of blue in there for some reason. I'm not quite sure. I think I was trying to experiment with a few different colours. I'm not sure why. But yeah, oh, it's so annoying. I don't know where. What about that? What's this? Oh no, that's my really old version. Okay, I'll close that. Let me see if I can have a quick scan of my files and find this one that I wanted. Because that is doing my head in. I have a feeling, was it in, I want to say documents, but I don't think it's there. No, it may be in, I have like a social media folder where anything I post on social media tends to go in here. I've got no idea. My things are not very well organised. It really frustrates me because I was thinking, yes, I need to find where I put that because I don't know where it is. Okay, maybe it's just not going to happen. Maybe that's a story for another time. Okie dokie. So yeah, basically, so that was effectively the final version. And yeah, I think I had like a blue I actually had a completely blue version at one point. Then I had like a green version, which was quite interesting, a bit kind of like purple and green, which was, I think I ended up using that color palette for something different. Yeah, and so I do a lot of yellow and hot pink, kind of reddy pink. That's kind of my brand colors. I don't know why it became that way, but that's what it is, and I kind of enjoy that color combination. Anyway, I'll stop rambling now. When I was working, right, let me switch back to my small camera. When I was working in my first agency, I had a friend who would add such layers to my files when I was at the office. Many laughs were had when we were showing our designs. Oh yeah, I bet. As long as it was nothing rude, eh? Can you imagine, like, you've got like a creative director or some boss or something in a company, and then he goes and turns the layers on, and that's what's there. Oh god, that would be pretty bad, man. Oh dear. Anyways, right, give me a second, guys. I'm literally just gonna grab a drink. I'm a bit thirsty. Ah, so much better. That's what happens when you're talking for an hour and 40 minutes. Okay, right, what I will do is I will close all this, and I'll probably do a bit more. I'll probably do a bit more on this, I think, for a bit. Actually, you know what? Let's do our access all areas. Hey, access all areas. And in fact, I will do it on the main camera. Ah! Never done that before. Okay, so access all areas. So basically, I'll be on the main camera because it's easier. So, been clearing out a bunch of older stuff in my room / our room now, with my lovely girlfriend, and I've been trying to find. I was trying to sort of clear through a load of magazines. I've got a load of old magazines and stuff, and I happened across this little gem in my magazines. Oh yeah, James Hetfield himself. Yep, awesome. Now, that's cool enough as it is. This magazine is actually 10 years old, and I was like, wow, did I actually buy this 10 years ago? I don't even think I read it. It was like a Metallica magazine, literally all about Metallica, all about thrash metal, all this kind of stuff. And I was into them, but I probably wasn't into them as much as I am sort of nowadays. And what was really cool, I was literally flicking through, and I found this inside, and I didn't even realise, like, so this is effectively like a load of stickers of different bands, and I was like, wow, how cool is that? There's actually stickers in this magazine that I didn't know about, and look at the typography on that, man. That's freaking awesome. That's some serious logos right there. And What irks me though a little bit is that there is actually one missing, and I don't know if you any prizes for guessing what logo this is. Hybrid, you might know this one. You might actually know what logo that is. So I'll wait for you to kind of guess. You probably know based on the kind of rough shape of what it is. But yeah, I was a bit gutted that it wasn't there. Yep, Slayer, you guessed it right, man. That's right, Slayer, Rain in Blood. Yeah, I don't know what happened to it. I actually have no idea where that's gone. I was like, did I take it off and put it on something? Did somebody take it without me knowing? Was it when I bought it? Was it already taken off? I actually don't know. But hey, you know, I've got Exodus on here, Testament, Overkill, which I absolutely love. I absolutely love that. That is so freaking cool. It reminds me a bit of Maiden, actually. That piece of type. Creator, Anthrax, of course. I mean, that's pretty damn badass logo. Of course, Metallica, Megadeth. So yeah, I just thought it was a really cool find. I don't actually know if I'm going to use. I don't know if I'm going to use those stickers for anything. Maybe I'll put them on a sketchbook or something, or on the back of my laptop or something. I'm not quite sure. But it's just so freaking awesome to like literally dig around, find a magazine, and then it's got a bunch of awesome stickers with awesome type on it. So yeah. So that's access all areas, guys. Access all areas. Put it back on. Yeah, so that's our first little access all areas. So that's a bit of a side thing that I wanted to talk about, and I would really like to, you know, hopefully one day achieve something along the lines of any of these, because these are freaking awesome. I wonder if I had it upside down actually. There we go. Yeah, it'd be absolutely awesome if I could kind of make a few like this for sure. These are really great logos. Brilliant. Okay, let's get back to our small little camera. Okie dokie. How's this looking? He is looking pretty good, considering. Yeah, I always find sometimes I have a little break, and then I'm like, I don't like this piece. I don't like that. But at the moment, I'm reasonably happy with how it's going. Maybe I will do a bit on the hair, because I haven't touched that this whole stream, and I have a feeling that I'm missing some highlights on the hair. So let me just make a new folder. We're coming up to 10 to 8. I will probably carry on for a bit longer because I feel like I want to get a little bit more done on this piece. Maybe I'll do a little bit of improv at the end, a bit of an encore at the end. If you guys are keen to see something, or I don't know, ask me any questions or whatever, yeah, feel free. Let's see, what am I doing? Hair. I need to see if I've got a hair mask ready. I do. Oh, I've just used a regular mask on everything. Okay, fair enough. I probably could organise this a bit better and just have like one place for the hair with one layer mask, but I'm being a bit lazy. I've also been a bit of a naughty boy in that I'm not actually naming my layers, which I should be doing, but I'm not really naming my layers at all at the moment, which is a bit naughty of me. Yeah. Okay, so if I copy that, because I actually quite like that highlight. Let's go here. Yeah, so have you seen Slayer Hybrid? I don't know if you have. I saw them at a festival. They were pretty damn good, but my word, they were pretty damn heavy. I actually don't think I could. I don't think I could listen to it for too long, because yeah, that doesn't really work, does it? It's too purple, too gross purple, as James would say. Maybe I'm just gonna have to, I don't know, color pick that light layer, and I don't know. It's a bit of a bugger that. I thought I could probably use the same highlight color, but it doesn't really work. Maybe it's just gonna have to be an overlay, literally just a white overlay. Let's see how that looks. No, his Proclaim has disappeared. He must have been doing some washing. It's very kind of him to drop in, because I know he's got a family and stuff. And very kind of yourself, North of Rapture, to drop in as well with your kids. Yeah, that's awesome. That's not working either, so I will be a bit stuck now and try and find a colour that really highlights this. Maybe it doesn't actually need a highlight and I could just do the rim lighting again. Okay, let's give it one more go. If I don't like this, how this is looking, I might very well just, yeah, it looks really awful. Oh boy. Lack of definition, 100%. Oh, I just noticed that part's blank. Oh, you idiot. Okay, get the hairbrush back out. Hairbrush. I'll get my hairbrush out. Not a real hairbrush. But yeah, this hairbrush from Carl Webster. It's freaking absolutely love it. It's so easy to use. I wonder how he made it. I'd love to see his process, actually. That's some process I would love to see, given how good his brushes are. He must spend ages making these things. I know, Hybrid, you don't use Carl's brushes. I think maybe I even asked you on your stream, and your setup's pretty simple, but very effective from what I can tell. Very effective at what you do. Yeah, I think until I started using Carl's brushes, I don't know what I was doing. I think I may have just downloaded some brushes from somewhere and tried to work out how to use them with a Cintiq, and they never really worked properly. And then I probably started going back to web design again. I got bored or something. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit better. You know what? The hair's probably okay. And what I will do is I'll just go back to I'll probably start on the tongue a bit. I would like to try and do the tongue because that is pretty awesome. I think I just saw a bit. I think I saw the folder somewhere along here. Tongue, here we go. I don't use a lot of brushes, mostly due to my stubbornness. I like that. Stubborn. It's like, I know what I like, I'm going to use what I like, because, you know, that's what I'm used to. And that's a bit the same with me, really. It's like, I do try new things, but sometimes you just get it set in your ways, and you're kind of like, yeah, I'd rather do it this way. It's like, I think everybody's process is slightly different as well. That's too dark. Maybe his tongue's kind of a pinky colour. That'd be kind of cool. I don't want it exactly the same as the face, so let's start with that kind of colour, I guess. Maybe a little bit darker. A little bit darker. Not sure if that's... Yeah, that's kind of cool. You can always change it a bit later, I guess. Yeah, sometimes I find picking colours a little bit of a tricky thing, because sometimes they don't all gel together, and it's only kind of near the end you suddenly start to realise how things are gelling together. That should probably be the same sort of colour as this, I guess. Maybe kind of a grey piercing or something, so it stands out. I'll work on that later. For now, I'll just kind of keep it like that. For now. My crutch set is missing though, so I have to experiment. Brave new world and whatnot. Yeah, man. But to be fair, that's probably a good thing. Probably a good thing, because then you might find something really cool that you hadn't realised before. And to be honest, when I did that create fast piece last year, it must have been. I was so set in my process of kind of like, right, I'll take my brush lettering, which I will probably go through on another live show. I will actually go. I think Latsika's been asking me, can I go through my brush lettering and how I made it and stuff, and I will definitely do that. And that actually even maybe an access all areas where I literally go through like how I made it. But anyway, I'm getting distracted. Yeah, no. So I did that create fast piece. And I literally started using something very new, those very new Carl Webster brushes. I'd never used them before, and I was trying to find something that I liked. And yeah, I really enjoyed using them. nowadays. But back then I was kind of really uncomfortable. I didn't like them. I didn't like the fact that I couldn't do my usual kind of like brush type. And like the way it flowed as well. Like you saw all those different versions. I mean, it took me 10 versions before I was kind of happy-ish with where it was. Yeah, so it just shows you like sometimes, you know, sometimes it can be a bit frustrating. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good. That is a pretty good shade. I would say a pretty good shadow layer. I'm not sure if this stippling is going to stay on here. I'm actually going to take it off. I did keep it separate, I think. Nope, I didn't. What a bum. Didn't keep it separate. I was sure I'd kept that separate. Maybe I had to merge my layers on the Adobe Sketch. Like I've been telling you guys, Adobe Sketch on the iPad, freaking awesome. But my word, annoying when you reach your maximum of 20 odd layers. I was like, right, okay, I have to start merging my layers together and have about 12 different versions of the same thing. That reminds me, I've got to clean up my Adobe Sketch library because it's full of old versions of things. Something to do another time. Okay, there we go. Oh, for God's sake. Right, minus out that. Oh, that's going to be annoying now because I have to do around it. The perils of using a tablet with a half-decent version of Photoshop which doesn't exactly do what you want. There we go. That's better. Yeah, maybe it was better with it. I don't know. After all that. We'll see how we go. Let's see how this... I've been looking forward to this shading on this tongue, actually. I like it because it can be a bit more organic. I'll probably say that, and then about 2 minutes later I'll be like, oh God, I can't stand doing this anymore. Yeah, let's see how we go. Okay, it's coming up to 5 to 8. Wow. I wonder... Oh man, that's so silly. Just gone right over the freaking... That is annoying. Okay, let me pull up my base layer. Oh, actually, you know what? I'll minus it out. That's what I'll do. If I can actually find the freaking thing. There we go. Minus that. Go on the shadow. Delete. As I was saying, I might try and do a longer stream. Although, I think most people are in the pub by now, probably. But I just feel like I want to try and do a 2.5 hour or something and just see how that goes. See if I'm comfortable with it. I know Proclaim is the grand master of streams in terms of like length, because did he do like a 5-hour stream or something? I mean, it's freaking crazy. I mean, after 5 hours, I'd be like, I don't know, I need to get out and get a drink and, I don't know, do something else for a minute. I just can't. I can sit, if I have a project on, I can sit at my computer for a while and kind of be lost in it and just do it in the flow. But man, I don't know if I could be talking for that long as well, because I do tend to talk on the stream while I do things because I like to just keep chatting. Yeah, the reason why I chat a lot is because, and I don't know if you guys, do this, but I was watching a video, and maybe it's kind of influenced a bit by James as well. I'm watching other people present on the streams. Is like the worst thing apparently is dead air space, I think it's called, where like there's no sound. Apparently on radio, that's the worst thing. You have to kind of treat it like radio, where you're constantly talking to keep people going and to keep people knowing that it's still there. So that's why you'll find me like very, very rarely not talking, very rarely like not saying anything, because I'm trying to keep it going. And it was a really handy tip from this video I was watching, like a Twitch video or something. It's like, oh, you should always keep talking and stuff, because your audience might think that, you know, it's stopped, and like if somebody joins halfway through as well, you know, they might think it's not working or something, or yeah. So yeah, that was a kind of a cool little piece of advice, and I've noticed that James does that as well. It's very rare that you won't hear him talking. So yeah, good little habit to get into. Yeah, Because he is a madman. He's a very generous madman. Yeah, yeah, he is a bit crazy on the streams. Don't cross the streams. Yeah. Yeah, I think this tongue is going to be either a bit of a nightmare. Yeah, you know what? Just not feeling that colour, actually. It's not quite right. I don't like that colour either. Okay. More towards the pink side, or the maybe a bit of maybe a purpley pink. Zoom out and see what that looks like. Yeah, that's kind of more like what I'm thinking. Purpley pink or something. Yeah. More of a not blue. Purpley pink. Purpley pink. Purpley pink. Keep saying that over and over again. Oh, I really wish that Twitch would allow me to have music. Sorry, I keep mentioning it. Like, well, not every episode, but most episodes I kind of mention about that. And it's just one of those things. I love to work to music, obviously. Why is that like that? It's funny. The layer mask hasn't taken it completely. Kind of paint it in myself. Bizarre. Well, I don't know what's going on there, but anyway. Same the other side. No, it's okay. Bizarre. So yeah, this mascot. I wonder who is going to win. We've got about 5 or 6 different names for this mascot. We've got Bob. Not sure about Bob, if I'm honest with you. I don't know. Famous last words, like, I put Bob in the running for being voted, and it'll probably get voted because it's not my favourite, if I'm honest with you. I won't reveal what my favourite is because I've got a couple of them. We've also got Phil the Phoenix, which I think that Seeker mentioned before. And we've got, what else we've got? Gregor, which was James's suggestion. I can't think of any others now off the top of my head. Kevin, that was it. That was the other one. For that, what is going on with my landmarks, man? That's really, really weird. Huh? Okay, paint it. It's kind of cool, but it's not what I want to do. Okay, so that's in there now. I think it could be a bit darker somehow. Maybe I'll just do it like really dark, and then do a lighter on top of that because it's kind of in his mouth, so it should be quite dark. Yeah. Yeah, not sure. Oh, my bad. Swore again. Twice in one stream. Twice in one stream. I'll be having words with us. Our tour sponsor for our Phoenix Studios live show tour. We'll be having words. Just making it up. There's no tour at the moment. Although, if there ever was a tour where we're going around the world or something, that would be freaking awesome. I would love to do that. Like, literally go loads of different places with my guitar, set up a live stream somewhere, have people come in. Oh, that would be freaking awesome. That's something I really want to do one day. Maybe when we get a couple more people interested in this. That would be freaking awesome. Yeah. Right. I feel like maybe, yeah, I don't like that either. So I'm trying to just give it it's kind of like a look that it's not perfect, and it's not like set in stone as to how it's gonna be. Yeah, I just don't want it to look completely perfect. I want it to kind of be. I've done these sorts of shadows before. I think. Have I done tongue shadows? Maybe I haven't. I'm not sure actually. That's a good point actually. Did I ever do tongue shadows? I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe I've done something similar, but not quite the same thing. Let's see. Get that in a better shape. I think I'll at least do the piercing, I think, before I go, even if I don't completely finish the tongue. I will probably try and do a little bit of highlight on the piercing, just to at least get it. Man, that's actually looking pretty. When I zoom in, looks okay. When I zoom out, I see the overall thing. It really does look like it's starting to come together. This was a bugger, this one. It really was. Like I say, never drawn beaks. Never drawn a bird before like this. I've got my Phoenix logo, which is a vector, but I've never drawn like a proper mascot bird type thing like this before. Phoenix or anything like that. I've never done it before, so this is a real learning curve. But he's looking not too shabby, considering where he started off. I'm looking forward to putting a process video of this guy together. Oh, and I'm really gutted actually, because I completely forgot to record the process, the initial colouring process. So I thought to myself, actually I'm going to record this like what I'm doing right now. And I actually put a big note. I'll quickly show it to you. This is fun. Again, this is all access all errors. I actually wrote a note to myself that says record process. Just so I could remember. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, tongue's shadows not so bad. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Let me make this in the highlights. Try and get the highlights going. No thing selected. That's not selecting anything. I don't know why. There we go. That's what I want. Highlights. Is there any such thing as lowlights? I don't know, but highlights. This is tongue. Try and name my folders because I'll probably look at this tomorrow and be like, what on earth was I thinking? Okay. So I will do an overlay, or should I? No, actually I'll take the base color layer and start painting over the top of it. That's what I will do. Let's see. Yeah. There we go. That's kind of the... Yeah, I've done this... I'm pretty sure I've done this kind of thing before where I kind of make some random shapes and start erasing bits. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it looks utter crap, if I'm honest with you. And yeah, like I say, I've been looking forward to this, but famous last words could look crap. Let's see, zoom out. Okay, I think maybe I'll reduce the size of my erase function. Let's try and... I want it to look like you know, his tongue's got... It's not just like flat. You know, it's got like veins and stuff in it. You know, it's not just yeah, not flat, but it's got a bit of definition and texture to it. And sometimes this kind of thing has worked for me in the past, where I've kind of gone in and I did like these little things, and sometimes it looks like a mistake. So it can go either way. That one doesn't look right, for example. Okay, that perfectionism thing coming back in. Perfectionism. Right. How are you guys doing all out there? You're all off down the pub now. I'm guessing that's probably what's happened. No one is listening to me ramble on about my veins in this tongue. I'm guessing North of Rapture must be working on his website. 100%. 100%. Actually, if you are around North of Rapture, interested to know actually where you got your name from. It's kind of an interesting name. I don't know where it's from. Yeah, let me know, or otherwise let me know in the Discord or something after. It'd be interesting to know. I want. That's something I would like to do. Is like an origin story of how Phoenix Studios came about. Like, how did I come up with my name? Maybe nobody's interested. I've always wanted to tell my story, but no, maybe nobody cares. Yeah. Anyways, another time. I am listening. I have no social life. Oh man. Ah. Well, you and me both, buddy. Well, I do have a bit of a social life. I try and get to gigs with friends and stuff, and a little bit social life. But man, if anything, I find myself talking more to you guys on Discord than I do in reality, which is a bit stupid, really. But we do have a group of friends that we talk to on WhatsApp, which is really cool because it's usually quite funny and people post funny things and we talk about gigs and stuff like that. But yeah, it's nobody talks about art and design much really in there, so nice to talk about art and design with you guys. Just got distracted by my wife. Oh, bless her. I hope she's doing good. Oh, picking up presents for my daughter's birthday. Oh, lovely. How old's your daughter? If you don't mind me asking. You don't have to answer that, obviously. No, man, I'm just chatting. No, I was just wondering if you were working on your website or something. No worries. You haven't missed much, to be honest with you. Do a little zoom. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. I really want to get in there and start doing some highlights on this. Yeah, I really want to get in there and like just make these a bit crisper because they're not very crisp. There we go. That's cooler. That's pretty damn cool. Yeah, you see it starts to look a bit fleshy, which is what I want. I want kind of a fleshy look. It's much more badass when you start making it. There you go. That's kind of sounded like Peter Griffin there. There you go. There you go. My daughters are 6 and 3. Oh, lovely. That's really cool, man. You've got kids. That's a really awesome thing. I wonder if they'll be as creative as you when they grow up, or maybe they'll want to do something different with their lives. That's always a thing I've wondered, like, oh, this freaking layer mask again. Jeez, what is going on? Oh, for God's sake. It's like it's not... Oh dear, oh dear. It's like I've not aligned it properly or something. Yeah, I always wonder what whether kids follow in their parents' footsteps or if they try and do something completely different. And I'm kind of hopeful that if we have kids and stuff, like, they will follow in our footsteps somehow. Because I hate hate is a strong word. I shouldn't use that word. Bad, Greg. Take that back. 100% take that back. Yeah, I would like to know. I wouldn't be devastated because I would always support my children doing what they want to do or whatever. But at the same time, like if they were doing like something non-creative, I'd feel a bit like, no one to carry the legacy on kind of thing. And it's a legacy thing, isn't it? So, yeah, I do wonder. But hey, I would, like I said, I will always support whatever my kids would want to do. You know, that's something I believe in. I think the worst thing, yeah, no, I'm not going to push them in any direction. Yeah, man, you're totally right. Let them do what they want to do. I totally agree with you. I think that's the thing sometimes we get caught up and we think, oh, you know, it would be great if they were like an artist or a musician or something like that, or something creative, whatever. But, you know, if they're not interested in it, then let them follow their own path and do what they want to do, because that's really super important. 8:15. Save. AC/DC save. Oh, you know what? I might actually mock that up for next week. An AC/DC save GIF overlay, because Twitch ain't giving me any emotes so far. Need another 30 people to be following me on my stream. I don't know. I start doing a northern accent. I don't know why. Yeah, I might do a little GIF overlay of an AC/DC save plectrum, and maybe it's like it spins around or something. Oh, that would be freaking awesome. You know what? I'm gonna make that hopefully by the next stream. Yeah. I'm gonna have a think about whether I do another Friday stream, because I was a bit in two minds, because I thought, right, well, there's nobody else probably streaming around then, so that's kind of cool. So I kind of like have you guys to myself in a way, which is a bit selfish maybe, but there it is. But yeah, I also thought, well, people do want to do their own thing and go drink with their buddies and relax and, you know, do real life stuff, man, which is really important. So yeah, maybe it won't. What I'll do is maybe next Friday, maybe I'll give it another go next Friday, see how that goes. Obviously, not that I don't appreciate you guys hanging out. You guys are awesome, but I do wonder if it's there was so many people on Tuesday. I feel a bit spoiled because there must have been about 15 people on my chat, which is ridiculous. I wasn't expecting it at all. Yeah, maybe I will do Thursday before James's stream or something. Maybe that's an idea. I don't want him to feel like I'm hijacking his, though, obviously. But yeah, maybe that's an idea. I'll have to give it some thought. But there will definitely be a show on Tuesday. 120% will be a show on Tuesday, I hope. Unless something gets broken or something. Well, touch wood. I hope not. Up there. Okay. Whoops. My chat channel going crazy. What's going on there? Okay. I didn't even mean for that to happen. I don't know why it kind of popped up like that all of a sudden. Okay. Yep. Never mind. Back in. Okay. Why is my eraser now completely... What on earth is that? Oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't know you could do that. Is that like tilt or something? Is that like the tilt? I have seen that pop up a couple of times, but I've never... That is really cool. What does it do? Let's find out. It's not doing anything. Oh, it is erasing. Oh, it's erasing. Okay. Happy accident. I don't know actually what it must control the tilt or something. I don't want it though. There we are. Back in the eraser function. Bit like you, Hybrid. Like, I like to stick to what I know sometimes, and when things pop up that I don't know, I'm like, what's this? Yeah, this tongue is gonna need some work, man. Like, it's not. Well, actually, again, I zoom out and it looks all right. Yeah, it's kind of getting there. Overview of everything. That's actually kind of getting there. I don't know if the tongue, the tongue I might need to make bigger. I want it, this always happens to me in that I want to make it so that it looks good at a small size, because everybody freaking looks at things on mobile phones nowadays. So you have to make it so it looks good small, but then you also have to make it look good big, because you want to chuck it on your portfolio or whatever, and then there's a big ass version and it just looks crap, you know. Right, I'm gonna go. I need to actually stop looking at a screen every once in a while. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm distracting you. You go ahead, and all the best to your daughters and to your wife. That's awesome. Have a good weekend. Have a great weekend, fella. We tend to always be scared of new things. Yeah, you're right, Hybrid. We tend to always kind of feel like, I don't know, you know, like the uncertainty of something. That uncertainty really can get to you. But then you try something and it's not too bad. Or you're like, oh, actually, it's not too bad. It's like Natural Mermaid is always trying to get me to try something new, like in terms of foods and things like that. Because I'm so fussy with my food and my drink. I'm just like, no, I want this, I don't want that. And to be fair, since we've been together, she's gotten me into so many different things that I probably wouldn't be into now. So, yeah, she's awesome. Love her to bits. I am Mr. Triple. Oh, I didn't see you there, man. I did not know you were in the chat. You've been lurking, hiding out there, man. How are you doing on this lovely Friday? evening. I'm a lurker. Ooh, lurking. Wonder if there's a band name called Lurker. That'd be pretty cool. We have a new follower. So, Chips the Monkey. Oh, that's a freaking cool name. That is a freaking cool name. Although I've just noticed that I've still got the sound, the little chiming sound on the alerts. We're going to have to change that, man. A little chiming sound on an alert on this show. No way, man. It's got to be some like heavy metal riff or something. I'll have to change that. In fact, I will open up my reminders and I will add that in. Change alert sound, because I'll probably forget. Change alert sounds. Don't know if you guys have been doing any custom alerts for your streams. I had a whale of a time making my GIFs. Real like punk rock process, how I made the flames and stuff. Like found some flame, turned it pink, made it sort of really weird looking, and then kind of duplicated the flame. Maybe that's going to be another access all area, is actually how I made those flaming horns. Yeah. Okay, let me catch up on the chat because I'm rambling. Dude, I know, I hate trying new foods in general. I hate eating. Oh, in general, I hate eating, but eating new foods is frightening. I hate eating in general. Yeah, man, I mean, it's just, yeah, it's just some stuff. I was a really fussy kid and I always wanted things a certain way. And that's kind of what's happened, is like, I always want like my food not prepared a certain way, but like, oh, I don't particularly like boiled potatoes. I'd rather have chips. Although my girlfriend has got me into baked potatoes because they've got cheese on. She said, why don't you add some cheese on it? And now I really like them. I love cheese. I'm a massive cheese aficionado. Ugh, getting hungry now thinking about cheese. Yeah. Let me get back to the chat. If I eat something new I don't like, I just feel super sad and hungry. Oh, bless. Yeah, it's the same as me, man. I'm just like, I feel a bit bummed out. And don't like it. So I feel like, want something I do like. Mr. Triple. Oh, Mr. Triple. I am Mr. Triple. Sorry, I thought it said Mr. Tipple. That's an English expression. I like a bit of a tipple. I think it means to have like a bit of a drink. I'm Mr. Triple. I'm well, thank you. I'm at work, so I pop over and see what you're doing while doing that work thing. Yeah, no, that's cool, man. I really appreciate you kind of being on the chat, even if you've not been chatting. That's cool that you're listening and stuff. I do that sometimes. If I find like a video I like, I just like listening to it in the background instead of music. I haven't done it with streaming. Usually I try to take part in streaming. I like to be engaged. Although last night on the Signal Noise broadcast, stay rad, James. Yeah, I was sitting there making my little GIF for Access All Areas, and then I was kind of frustrated with myself because I was like, I wanted to spend about a couple of hours on it. I ended up spending about 4 hours on the freaking thing. I mean, you know, it's one of those, I got really frustrated because it wasn't turning out how I wanted it to, and I was like, oh crap, actually I should have been working on the Phoenix thing instead, and that didn't really happen. So yeah, nah, man. It was one of those things where I just got carried away with it, and I got it done eventually, but yeah, it's just one of those things you kind of like get frustrated and you think, oh, actually I want it to look like this, and it doesn't look like this, and the animation as well. I don't do animate. You know what? I've done more GIF animations in my whole life, I think, in the last couple of months because of this stream, than in my whole career, because I don't know. It's just like I love making like little GIFs for Twitch. I think it's really fun. Like, and then you can show it to people, and it's like, hey, it's fun. So yeah, I've really enjoyed actually making more GIFs and more things, and there's going to be more to come. I've got like going to make a couple more. I'm probably going to make that spinning plectrum like what I was talking about. Tipple slip. Yeah, exactly, man. I made that little slip. Okay, so his tongue's looking pretty cool. Let's get a highlight overlay layer in there to see how it looks. It's 8:30 nearly. Be 8:30. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Bit James Hetfield. I just love that when you do an overlay layer and like it's just perfect. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't have to faff around trying to find like a highlight color that looks right. Ugh. A nice bright pink. There we go. So this is hopefully famous last words. Might look crap when I do it properly. It's not so bad. It might need to be reduced a bit in terms of. Yeah, it's probably a little bit too bright. Let's try and bring that to 80 or something. Oh, again, it's not updating straight away. It's like really annoying, unless my eyes are deceiving me. Highlight colour is not updating straight away. Don't know about this time. Might try and go back and try and add some more detail to it. But I think, considering where it was this afternoon, if we flip back over quickly. Whoop, that came out of the thing. Go back in. Yeah, that's looking way more like what I want it to look like. Oh yeah. That's pretty freaking awesome if I do say so myself. I like where it's going. Those little moments, man, where you're happy with where it's at. And as a, you know, if you're really into design or creative or whatever, you guys will probably know, like, sometimes those moments are really rare. Sometimes, like, you can be doing a piece of work, check it the next day, it looks crap, you don't like it. And so you really have to kind of almost like bask in those moments where something's gelling and it's going well, because it doesn't happen that often sometimes. Sometimes you get lucky and it happens a few times. But yeah, no, I think this piece, especially for me as well, has been hard going because I had to restart it. And I'll be honest with you, I don't restart pieces very often. I usually just go with the flow and just do it and just put it out there nowadays. I don't kind of redo pieces, but I felt like this was really important, because if this is a brand mascot for me and my brand, I don't wanna have something half-assed that doesn't look right, because I'll just have to redo it and, you know, waste more time redoing it and changing, like deleting social media posts and stuff because I'm not happy with it or something. So I would rather get it right. And I think that's the thing, is like, you know, I find more and more nowadays it's like I really want to get it right, and if it's, oh, that's not right. Speaking of which, and if it's not right, then I will have to like redo it. Hybrid. I really wish Metallica made a song that was structured like most of their songs, but the only lyric is James Green. Yeah, yeah. There's probably a meme for that or something somewhere, man. I'm pretty sure there'd be a meme for James doing a year. Kind of hilarious. The song should be as long as Master. Oh come on, man! Surely Orion, 10-minute long. That's wrong. 10-minute long thing or whatever. Yeah, yeah, that would be quite funny. Speaking of which, Hybrid, I don't know if you use Instagram very much. But you know, James Hetfield's actually on Instagram, and he's back on Instagram. He used to use it quite a lot, and you'd get like these really cool kind of behind the scenes shots of him or people he's met or whatever. It's just really cool. And he stopped for about 4 years, and now he's back on Instagram. I don't know if he's still going now, but it came up the other day, and I was like, oh, he's back. And he had like a really nice letter sort of thanking everybody for kind of like supporting him and stuff, and I thought that's really cool. But yeah, man, like check it out. I think it's I think his Instagram handles something like Papa Het, which is freaking awesome. Yeah, what a dude. And yeah, just check out his Instagram if you're interested. If you're not, that's cool. Yeah, check him out because it's just really you like. I think there's like a picture, and he's got like a picture of his guitar, and he's got like a picture of his suitcase. And it's like it's like one of his limited edition guitars, and it's just it's just really cool. In fact, you know what? Let's bring it up right now. We've got freaking internet. Let's do it now. Let me save. And we'll have a look. Safari or Chrome. I don't know if it's. I think it's like Papahet underscore or something. Maybe because somebody had already taken his name. Papahet. Is this the one? That's the one. That's my man. Oh, God, badass. Yeah, the last one was February 17. That doesn't sound right. That's not. Oh, this is the right account. Huh? Oh, sorry. I think it's February 2017. Yeah. Nah, man, but this guy. Okay, no new activity since February. Yeah, February. Here's the freaking shot, man. Look how freaking badass that is. Motorhead t-shirt, freaking ESP limited custom, and his like suitcase with like some boots and it's just like I love seeing that type of stuff. Where like it's like wow, what is his day like every day? Like, what is he like? Right, okay, next show. In fact, he's put hotel life. So there you go. And I can relate because I've been traveling a lot recently. So man, I kind of had enough of hotels and stuff. But yeah, man, check him out on Insta. I mean, let's just see. Right, okay. So he posted this 2013, July 2013, and then all of a sudden he was back with this freaking awesome shot in February. I was like, awesome. Love to meet him actually. I've not met him. I've not been on a meet and greet for Metallica or anything like that. I know you can get them. They're very expensive. I'm really keen to do it one day because I would probably print out one of my t-shirts and give it to him. Because one of my... in fact, maybe I could show it now. I will show it now. I think, yeah, it's the same series I showed Naomi. Same series of t-shirts. But basically, I did it like a slash one. Here we go. So there's like a James Hetfield Rockabot, which is like, yeah, it may not look exactly like him, but it was kind of like a James Hetfield kind of rendition of that particular project. So I would love to give him a t-shirt with that on. I don't know what he'd make of it. I know he does a bit of art himself. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. Actually, that was an access all areas, wasn't it? There we go. Our little side quest, access all areas. Yeah. What a badass. Alright, back to this birdie. Actually, Hybrid and any of you other guys in the chat, have you met any of your idols, whether designer or artist or musician, whatever? I wonder if you guys have met any of your idols. I mean, I met James. I've met James twice. I'd say he's one of my idols, 100%. Definitely one of my major influences in my sort of design career, I would say. So I met James twice. Not James Hetfield, James White, of course. Yeah, I would love to meet more people and connect more with some more rock stars and designers. Design rock stars. That's looking pretty good. Let's get the tongue piercing done. I think for the piercing, I think I will use the same tone as the beak, maybe a little bit lighter. But I kind of wanna get that same sort of tone. So let's just do this. Never really met anyone. Got autographs from the members of Coheed and Cambria back in 2008. Wasn't really a meet and greet situation. Coheed and Cambria. So I'm assuming that's a band. What kind of band is that, man? I don't even know. don't even know what kind of band that is. I mean, my music knowledge is reasonable. Like, I would say, like, I have a decent knowledge of music because I'm really into it. But I've not heard that band before. Yeah. Okie dokie. Let's see. Oh, I've done the highlight layer. Okay. Let's do a shadows layer to start with. Tend to always start with shadows. Don't like to start with highlights. I don't know why. I like to, I think because shadows you've got more structure, there's more structure in there. Highlights is kind of like an after thing. But that's, I'm completely self-taught, so I might be completely doing it wrong. Anyway. Yeah, this is, let's get this shaded. So I'm thinking that kind of thing. I don't really like that colour. What was this? Back in 2018. Going to meet Bjorn Strid of Soilwork when they were in Wisconsin back in 2018. He didn't come out after the show though. Okay, I like Soilwork and his vocal work. Coheed and Cambria, progressive rock band. Okay, I don't know that one, to be honest with you. I don't know if that's. That's my dad. Anyways, yeah. Just want to try and finish up this this little piercing, and then I'll probably just do the encore and then call it a day probably. So yeah, I love to do little bit of highlight there. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Yeah, man, I don't know them, I'm afraid. I don't know that band. Progressive rock band. Okay, well, probably try and check them out. There's lots of. That's the thing. Like, I've been asking people what their favorite bands are and what they listen to, and then people have given me loads of stuff, and now I'm trying to catch up. Trying to catch up and work out like what I like and what I don't like, and yeah. Well, we're almost done with this. I might just do the highlight later, I think. Okay, so I'm going to stop that there because it's 20 to 9. Save. Zoom out. Okay, so let's look at a before and after then. Let's look at a before and after. So this was this morning. Let's see, that's this morning. Okay, and then this is now. Wow, okay, that's quite a difference. Wow, okay, that's not too bad. Is that kind of in line with what I'm doing with the rest? Yeah, I haven't done the outer glow yet. Yeah, I need to do the eyes, obviously, and maybe add some more detail on the hair. But yeah, I'm kind of happy with where it got to today. I wouldn't expect that to get that far. Okay, nice. Oh, thanks, Mr. Triple. I got your name right this time. Piece is looking good. Thanks, man. I'm really looking forward to the eyes as well because I don't know if they're going to be yellow. Let me just quickly try this. I was wondering if they should be white with like a blue outline or something. I don't know. I'm going to have to wait and see what it looks like when I get like a yellow outer glow kind of thing going on, because it will be yellow. Maybe yellow is all right. I don't know. Yeah, there will be like a yellow outer glow. But I don't know if the eyes should be yellow. I don't think the triangle should be yellow. I think I'm going to do that another colour. Maybe. Okay, right. We'll wrap up on that and just do a bit of an encore. Let me just hit the encore button. Find it. Okay, so we're going to wrap up with a little encore. I'll play a little bit of heavy metal stuff. And then I think I'll finally have some food and just have a good weekend in general, hopefully. So we're going to tune over to the blast section now. Oh, that's still going. Okay, let's turn that off. Right, let's move me to... Oops, that's the wrong thing. I'm moving there. That's the wrong thing. Let me just put the camera in the middle. There we go. Bit punk rock there. Rightio. I'm just going to play some random stuff for a little bit and then we'll finish on our thank you slide. Let's see, is everything turned on? No, the guitar's not turned on, so I'll turn that on now. There we go. Right, is this thing on? I think it is. I'll turn the mic off while I'm doing this anyway. Last little bit of rock and roll for you guys tonight and then I'm going to head off. Thank you guys. That's the last little bit of rock and roll. Okay, let me just switch back to the main camera. Oh, all access again. All right, guys. Cheers for hanging out anyway. Really good to see a few of them in the chat. No, it's Friday night. No, most people going drinking beers and stuff. No worries at all. So we will be back on Tuesday. I'm really looking forward to that because I'm hoping that we're going to get another little GIF going. I'm hoping it's going to be like the little AC/DC plectrum that turns around, but instead of AC/DC it will say save. I'm really looking forward to getting that done over the weekend. And got to get a new intermission video because that one's only 2 minutes long or whatever. Yeah, so I've got to get that done. And yeah, just be really cool if, like I say, if you know anyone who might like the stream, just like say, oh, yeah, check out the stream, it's pretty cool. Anybody who might like rock and roll. I know Hybrid, thank you very much for putting out a tweet the other day. I really appreciate that, man. Really, really do appreciate that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to next week's little edition of the live show. So yeah, thanks very much for hanging out. And yeah, just a little thank you. There you go. So there's our next show. Our next show being on Tuesday, 6 PM, like I just said. And yeah, just run the little intro, outro before we go. Rock on, guys. Rock on.